Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to Union Cross. We're going to be doing the high score challenge. I screwed up. I was supposed to have 8 million, but I forgot that the Illustrative Ventus event, the banner ended on Sunday night, and I was like, I'm going to buy it today, make the video, do the poll, show everybody, because I want to record it and show everybody, and I totally forgot that the banner ended on Sunday. So I tried really hard to save it for the video, so I was going to show you how I got 7 million and then show you 8 million all in the one video and show you the poll. And I was like, okay, I'll do it on Monday because I have time on Monday, and then I realized that the banner was gone. So I'm going to stay to 7 million. I'm not going to do any polls. I guess I saved myself 3,000 jewels, but I do lose my spot in top 1,000 because I'm pretty sure if I hit over 8 million, I will be in top 1,000 because I'm in 1,347 right now. So I'm pretty sure if I had that extra 14% metal on this setup, I would be golden. But let me show you what I did. So I did clear this with another buffy here because my Illustrated Bell and Beast has extra attack. So I have ×6 strength buff. But what I'm going to do for you guys is that for, well, not everybody, but to get this score, this is what I did. You guys could do something like this. You can put your 2×3 buffer or just get as much buffs as you can possible in those 2 slots. I'm going to take away a medal because I have extra attack on my Illustrated Bell and Beast. So I'm going to pretend like that second slot had a ×3 buffer since my other ones cost too much and I don't want to waste so much SP. Now, what I did was Illustrated, Ventus, and my Kyrie. Obviously there for the debuff and because it's a 14% medal. And then Kyrie because Kyrie restores gauges so you can do as much as you want to everybody. And our main guy is Zoldan B. He is still shy in high score challenge. This medal has such an incredible multiplier, and with attack boost 3 max, I'm guaranteed the highest score possible. Great amount of strength. Again, 4.71 at 100%, almost 10 multiplier. This medal's incredible for high score challenges, but also because it inflicts 1 hit. It doesn't do multiple hits, it does 1 hit. So let me show you how to pilot this with Zoldan B or a medal that has a single hit. If it's not AoE, this is the way you do it. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do is going to change this to how I would have done it if I had 2 Ventus. Now Cinderella's going to do the same thing that its Ventus does. It lowers target speed-based defense by 1 tier for 1 turn. Ventus, besides the 13 exceptional hit, it lowers target speed-based defense by 1 tier for 1 turn. So these 2 medals are exactly the same, so this would have been my Ventus. So I'm going to show you how to do this if you have 2 Ventus, and you'll have a better score than I do. But let me show you how to pilot something with just a single target hit medal, like I said. So what you want to do is for these beginning guys, do not tap or swipe. You want to activate your special on every single one. Activate your special on all the enemies, never type. I would use Zoldan B on these guys, but by the time I swipe to Zoldan B's medal, they're already dead, and I can't take the chance of losing all that multiplier. So activate your ×3 buffer to take care of the first 3 guys. After that, we're gonna have to make sure Zoldan B lands on every single enemy, or we're not gonna get the best score possible. But I'll show you how to do that. You might have to adjust it depending on your medals, your strength, but obviously it's almost the same kind of way. Now what I'm gonna do here is just tap on one guy until I get to Zoldan B. Once I get to Zoldan B, I get to use it. Now you can see, because I have these guys at such low levels, I am doing almost no damage, but I am doing damage. So when you do have your Ventus, don't put any chips on them. Like I have chips on my Ventus, that's a bad thing. You want your medals to do as least damage as possible and save everything for your MVP. Now I'm going to do 1 tap on the big guy up here, because if I use on the guy that already got hit by Nominee, he's not going to survive. So what we're going to do is do the tap on the first one, and then we can tap everything here. You see, I survived a little bit, so I had to move some damage to the last guy. And the reason for that is now that all the other enemies are gone, I can swipe. So tapping does more damage than swiping. If you swipe, you do less damage. So now I can just do swiping all the way here and not worry about the other guys around it. And Zoldan B hits every single one. And that's how you get to doing on the low enemies Zoldan B, or your single target medal on everybody. If you have an AoE 1-hit medal, you're fine, but if you have a medal like Zoldan B, then you got to do this setup. Now for the rest of this, I'm going to skip that guy for now because it needs a lot more SP. I'm going to continue on to these bigger groups that have not bigger groups, but single groups. Because Zoldan B has 1 hit, you do not have to worry about doing a certain amount of buffs or not doing buffs, because Zaldin B does one giant hit, buff him as much as possible. The more buffs, the better score. If your medal says deals 3 hits, you gotta adjust the buffs and debuffs accordingly so you don't over hit the enemy. Let's say your 1 hit takes out this guy and the other 2 hits don't land, you lose score. But with Zaldin B, he's one giant hit, so make him just one giant bomb. Just put as much buffs as possible and you'll get the best score possible. 326,000 there. Now, before you do any of this, you want to make sure your setup actually takes down this helicopter fleet. My Belden Beast actually removes the buff off him, so obviously I'm going to have a better time than anybody else using 2x3 buffers that are not Belden Beasts. So you might not have the convenience of 1 turning this, so you need some sort of way to 2-turn this guy. You need second chance, defense boost 3s, everything possible to make sure you survive a hit off this. I showed you guys a Vex and B strategy. You might want to use that too. But with this strategy, I should be able to 1-turn him. I should be. With my Nova, this should be enough. Yes, okay. So with my Nova, before this I used Jack and Sally instead of that Cinderella there. Instead of Cinderella, I used the Jack and Sally, so obviously I 1-turned it. I wasn't as sure here. But obviously you guys are going to have to 2-turn it because you're not going to have my Nova and you're not going to have Illustrated Bell and Beast. So find a way to survive 2 turns while doing the most buffs possible. So you might not be able to hit 7 million, but this hopefully helps you pilot a single 1-hit medal. So now that we took out the biggest guy, we basically just got to make sure we do the most damage to everybody else. Now we got 2 targets here, but they're level 300. So we don't have to worry about buffing and debuffing like with the little guys. Like the first guys, I had to make sure I didn't kill everybody so I couldn't activate buffs. But with these guys here, I don't have to worry because my medals won't do enough damage. By the time I got to Zaldin B, they'll still be alive. So right here, I'm going to activate Zaldin B on every single enemy possible. You don't have to worry about swiping or not swiping here because obviously none of your medals are not going to do that much damage. Now, and because we have Illustrated Kairi, Kairi's going to restore all the SP we need for this. So again, this might not relate to everybody, but this is how I pilot when it comes to these kind of high score challenges, and I use Zaldin B. If I use a new medal in the future, I'll show you guys how to do that. I know a lot of you guys don't have this, but this is my strategy to make top 1000, but sadly, I did not pull for Ventus, so I had to rely on just this score. And that's fine with me, but it really sucks. So I'm not sure if there's other enemies around here besides the last 3 groups I'm going to do. I think that's it. I think it was those 3 and then 3 more. So we're going to do this one and then continue on because I think I can get more than 11 SP here if I continue this way. Because there's only 1 here. Actually, it's probably better that I go to the other guy. I might end this with 11. I forget. 3, 4, 8. Yeah, I'll have more than 11 SP, which is good. So for all these guys, just do as much damage as possible. This part's straightforward. Just activate all your buffs and just get rid of everybody. Now the next group, or the last group, is the one that's tricky. I'm going to do this guy because again, this should be fine doing all these buffs. It shouldn't take them out, especially because you guys are not going to have an Illustrated Bell and Beast that's fully guilted. Not fully guilted, but guilted. So you don't have to worry about all this damage coming out. I do have to worry about this, but I think I can get away with this if I remember properly. So he'll do some damage, but she won't, I think. She does enough. She doesn't do enough, so that's totally fine. But I do have to be careful on this next one, because this next one will die if I use too much here. So what I'm going to do is use Illustrated Bell and Beast. I'm going to use both attacks here. Hopefully this doesn't kill him. I'm going to use Kairi. I don't think I can use Kairi here. Okay, so you want to use 1 Illustrated Bell and Beast, or you were 1 buffer. It depends. For me, it's a little different here, so if I actually activate Kairi here and then swipe with Ventus, it might kill him. So I'm not going to activate Kairi here, so I'm definitely going to be short on SP for the next group. But what you want to do is have the most possible. So I am going to be short on SP for this next group. I kind of screwed up here, but you guys can just learn from my mistakes. But this is how you pilot. You want to make sure you have the most SP possible. For this next group, though, I can recover. I'm going to use Kairi here. It's not a good idea because now I'm going to do more damage, but it's totally fine. What I want to do is make sure that I get as much buffs as possible on the guy I'm about to kill. But you want to make sure Zaldin B attacks every single enemy. There's no question about that. There's no ifs or buts. Zaldin B has to kill everybody. If he doesn't land on everybody, you won't get the best score possible. So from this point here, if I activate 8, I'm not going to have enough next turn to activate my Bell and Beast, and that's going to hinder my score. So what I'm going to do here is activate Kyrie, and then I'm going to tap, not tap, I'm going to use my Ventus and Cinderella for this guy and Zalda B. So I don't even think I'm going to have enough next turn to actually use a buff, because the buff might kill him with Ventus and everything, but I'm going to try anyways. Now I don't have to worry elbow SP, because this is the end of the high score challenge, so it doesn't matter. What I want to make sure is this guy survives. So one Bell and Beast is almost near death, and then I have to swipe with everyone else. So I'm not going to take the chance here. I'm just going to swipe, swipe again, and then to make it realistic for everybody, I'm going to swipe again, because if you have a Ventus, he's probably going to take him out, and then use Zalda B here. You can probably do better than this. This is just me showing you. You want to do the most buffs possible and try to get that. So I remember that I actually buffed on that last guy. It's because I used Kyrie on the first guy. For the first two, you don't want to use any buffs. You want to just tap, 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 Ventus, Ventus, and then Zalda B. And then do that for the second guy. And for the third guy, you want to activate Illustrated Bell and Beast. But because I was at an SP, I had to use Kyrie on the first guy, which screwed up the whole health pool. But you guys get the idea. That's basically what you want to do. Again, I'm not going to make it to... I can try to make it to Zalda B. Let's see if we can make it to Zalda B. I doubt it. Oh, we made it to Zalda B. This is not going to give a great amount of score, but it's more score. The more score, the better. It's competition. Yeah, it gave me a lot more score. There you go. I did a better run this time. So I got 7,088,000, and that's how you pilot Zalda B. It's not perfect, but I hope that I give you the general idea. I didn't plan this ahead of time. I just wanted to do another run on camera and show you how I see the high score challenges and how they work. Hopefully that made a lot of sense. I'm going to show you my place before I end this video. And I am in place 1,346. So if I had a second Illustrated Ventus, I am pretty sure, because with a calculator and some math, adding another 14% should get me over 8 million with this score. And Cinderella mimics what a Ventus does. So sadly, I don't have it. I'm not going to get top 1,000. I'm not going to get 8 million. But I'm content. I saved 3,000 jewels, I guess, for whatever comes out. If anything, I'll probably do a poll. I'll probably do a poll depending what does this end? 2 days? I'll do a poll before this ends if I really feel lucky on the nominee banner. But we'll just see what happens Wednesday. I think Wednesday everything ends. I don't know. I might feel lucky to do a poll. I might not. I'll let you guys know in the next video, obviously. But hopefully this helps you guys out. That's how you pilot Zalda B or any single hit medal. Just make sure that that medal does damage to all the enemies. You do not want anything dying until your MVP medal hits it. After that, it doesn't matter how that guy dies. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.